guys, it's me, GL, just jumping in here on another little pre-intro for this second bonus episode, back-to-back in 2 days. Yesterday, of course, we're looking back at the epic commentary calls from the football, and now we're looking at funniest moments and laugh out loud moments. Make myself laugh. I was being fake there. But if you just laugh, if you just start laughing, the world will laugh with you, and that's what I've done here. Basically just gone through the entire 5 hours. So I skipped through bits, obviously, because I kind of know where the funniest bits are. By this point, with a 5-parter of our flag, epic flag, national colors, national flags, history podcast that all tied into the football kits and car liveries and such, the colors. Yes, this is just my what I think are the little bits that gave me a giggle both while I was recording and listening back. And that kind of thing. So there's plenty more good stuff in it. If you haven't heard it, this is just scratching the surface, really. So yeah, I just wanted to do this stuff, put it all in for another little bonus one here. So that's it, and enjoy the bonus. We like to think of ourselves as we're slam historians here on GL Sports. It is Slam history. So yes, again, stay with me here, stay with me. Hopefully you're just enjoying this. This is just literally my thoughts just coming out in free form. What I've learned. I keep looking around me here. I'm paranoid. Somebody's listening or watching me here. I hope they do. I hope you listen. But I like my privacy out here. But that's part of the fun. Oh, there's a nice cat. And so Lotharingia, they were notable. Ultimately got time into it, but we are going to get nerdy here as we're doing already. We're just pure indulging here. We're literally you're just watching us roll around in the mud. That is this. We're naked in the mud here, just enjoying it like a pig, loving it. And hopefully you're just perversely engaged and loving it too. And you're welcome along for the ride. You can look, but you can't touch, and that's just a fact. So Japan, so the French and the English, of course, hated each other, 100 Years' War and all that, many wars. But when it came to hating people from the Middle East and heretics of the church, they're firmly united in that. Hands across the sea. And so they're going to go and slaughter some Arabs in one of these escapades, crusades. And so that was their shield, but then they also, and that'd be on flags as well. And then just looking at another cat here, I think they're enjoying me talk. I'm just in the middle of a football pitch. That's where I am. So I'm not too near anybody. I think the Guelphs were pro-Pope, so their flag was the white and the red. And then the Ghibellines, I believe they were the white cross over red. So did I say the same thing there? Sorry. So the Ghibellines had the Denmark flag, basically, and the Guelphs had the English flag, essentially. We're not going to cover every single country in the world, obviously, but the way there's another Crusader story, though. They'd invaded one of today's Baltic states for a crusade to convert those pesky pagans out there in the Baltics. So that's a surprising one that Latvia are up there, and they are in the top 5. Yeah, Japan, Georgia, Denmark, Austria, Latvia. That's your top 5 on the chart here of history of flags. With me, Gianluca Chestiron. Yeah, I need to go. I need to keep walking here. I need to go to the shop too. I want to get another beer. That's the thing. I want another beer here. I'm kind of commentating on the influence again. We're not commentating. I'm just rambling and trying not to go too near the kids. There's some kids. Don't be near the kids. And then Albania. That was 1444. That one would come up. The double-headed eagle. So this is the thing now. This is going back to the eagles. Kind of like in the Hobbit. And so the Swedish one is very similar to the Danish one. Maybe not surprising, given their next door neighbors, their best friends. They were going to Finland to again subdue those heretics in the east there, Baltic madmen. that were over there, and they went over there to southwest Finland. So in a way, Finland can claim that flag. He only saw that when he landed in Finland. That should be the Finnish flag, but I think Finland were fine in the end. We're going to come on to them. Don't worry about that. So we're back here. Did take another little break there. Like I said, I went to the shop, so I'm back out now. I have my little drink. I don't know if that's going to help or hinder us here. So I was researching the Kalmar Union more there. Probably the only person in the shopping center doing that. And then obviously Georgia is called Georgia after St. George. I think he was from the Balkans or something himself. So he's an international man of mystery there. Very influential saint. And But back in time, like we'd say, they would have been anti-pope because they had the white cross and a red background. So we know that now. As soon as you see that, you know they're anti-pope if they're on the Swiss side, the Maltese side, not in the Genoese or Bolognese side. I love Bolognese right now. Oh yeah, so I'm at Savoy. So then I think that it was somebody had the idea, because again it's all to do with Christ back then. You know, there were all these religious nut jobs throughout history, and somebody wanted up a blue flag with another religious symbol. It was like, you know, the flag, the blue of the Virgin Mary, something like that. I can't remember the exact thing. And then France, which are going to coming up with that rapidly now, and that's another massive moment in flag history. Yes, it is. So. Sorry, don't know why I'm talking like that. I just have, talking to myself. Literally talking to myself here for what seems like hours, and I finished my can there, so I'm kind of walking again now. So hope you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. I'm looking forward to seeing what this is like when I'm back. I might have to do another take of this. I don't know. That's the thing. Okay, I realize now. I just took a break there. I realized I completely messed up earlier. I was saying bourbon. I meant Burgundy. I was saying the House of Bourbon many times. I meant the House of Burgundy. That's what Spanish were ruled by. Bourbons were the French, I think. And it's easy to confuse them. Again, I can't remember what I was saying. I was rambling here. I mean, myself, Gianluca Chestiron, out on the roads, at the streets, slam history session here. Where were we there? So the House of Burgundy, they were the Spanish lords and ladies. And eventually, they wanted a flag. But the next one's a biggie. The next one is one of the main events of the evening. The French Revolution. And when they're coming up with a flag for the Revolution, they were calling to the masses, what we're going to use for the colors of this thing, the shindig. We're going to overthrow the establishment and such. And so the French Revolution got underway, and history has changed forever. Sorry, a little loud motorbike there in the background. I saw a weird looking guy as well. I was worried he was looking at me. So San Marino, yeah. So that's included in this, and they were on Napoleon's good side. He liked them because they liked him. That's one reason they were allowed to survive there. He's like, okay, you're cool with me. You're cool little guys, and they had the coat of arms on there as well. Well, we're going back to the Dutch. We have to go back to the Swiss now as well. This is the thing. My brain's all over the place, trying to keep up with it all, just darting around the map. My mind is. But I think they're two of the main ones. Or three, sorry. The Dutch aspect, the Italian aspect, and whatever the third one there I said, I can't remember now. Yeah, we're not too considerate on the little minute details. We're just getting the big points across. But that was another try. That's where the word Belgium came from, I think. And the word Switzerland, by the way, that comes from Schweiz. The Schweiz is Schweiz, maybe I'm saying Schweiz, something like that. Well, that's one of the cantons. That's one of the areas of Switzerland is the Schweiz or Schweiz. I did look it up earlier, and their flag, the canton of that flag, is also the white cross and red background. So that's where the Swiss flag comes from too. So Switzerland owes everything to them. Schwitz, it's a Schwitz, I think. Schwitz. Yeah, we make errors here. We're just having fun here. That's the thing. It's not too serious. Well, the one yesterday, Own Heart, that was dark. I wouldn't advise listening to that in a way. Legend had it. I think it was a white background with a blue St. George's cross, and there were studs in it. In the middle of the flag, there was like on the shield. I have to think about the shield here. It doesn't go back to heraldry. You stay with me here. Stay with me. That on the shield, so you had the cross. So imagine the cross and the shield, and it was made out of leather. The cross part is, and there's these. When I read that, I thought that was so cool. And so if you know the logo, the coat of arms of Portugal. It doesn't blow your mind. So apparently what happened was, I think that was a royalist thing or something, kind of signifying the power was with them. And I'm just outside my apartment here. I'm not sure whether they go in. I don't really want to. It's so nice out, but... Okay, yeah, so I'm still out. I was going to go home with them, like, why? I'm enjoying this too much, so I'm going to keep walking here. Or maybe I'll just kind of chill around here. I know there's kind of balconies over me here. I don't want anyone to hear me. So that's enough about Portugal for now, but going back to Napoleonic client states and sister states, we're going to say that Swiss didn't take too kindly to it anyway. They revolted, and then I think Napoleon actually he gave way. He said, "Okay, we're going to go back. We're going to keep on going to hold of you guys because we like you guys." But he said, "Well, let's have the old flag back. We're going back to the old Confederation. That's fine." That just shows the Swiss are amazing. I've been in Switzerland. I love it there. I'd love to live there so much. If I could live in Zurich, amazing. Imagine I could do this from Zurich. Imagine this is my job. Oh my God. No, stop thinking about it. It's depressing. So yeah. But on the other hand, the king of Sweden. So this thing with the royals, as you know, they're all connected back then, all inbred. Sorry, I'm near a playground here. Drinking a beer near a playground, talking about inbreds. But I think I'm far enough away. No one can hear me. I'm just something in the background here, just mooching about. It's okay. It's actually perfect evening here for podcasting. The birds here too. It's a lovely spring evening. Could be nicer. 4:20. Myself, good old Gianluca Chestiron. And yes, where was I? Oh yeah, the Swedish monarchs. And one thing that annoyed me, I know we're on the Napoleonic era and that, and we do have to go back to Norway and all that. But one thing that I just realized, I meant to mention Scotland, and this is the problem. Scotland, if you're listening, the list didn't have you there because you're not independent, so I completely forgot about you. But the Scottish flag, the Saltire St Andrew's cross, was another one of those medieval ones that again it's left England. The Anglo-Saxons and Frisians would come over. They become the English. The rump of the Celts would become the Welsh out there on the left, and the west, and the Cornish as well. So for the Scots, it was another case of these kind of myths, Christian myths. St Andrew, I can't remember exactly who or where he was from, but he was crucified on an X X-shaped crucifix, like that X shape that is a saltire. I don't know how to say that. Isn't it? You know, the X flag, the Scottish flag. The way it's like an X, but he was actually crucified in that form. And during the battle or the night before, whatever, I don't know, during the battle, it's all nonsense anyway. It doesn't matter. But apparently they saw this cross, St Andrew's cross. So that's where that came from. And there was one region of Wales, that the kind of southernmost, I can't remember what it's called now, but there was ambiguous. It was ambiguous. There was ambiguity whether it was considered part of England or Wales for many a year. I can't remember what that was called. That's, again, far besides the point. We're going long enough. Which that had combined the flags of England and Scotland. So you had the St. George's Cross, St. Andrew's Cross, we just mentioned a few minutes ago. They came combined. A great idea, actually. It was a great idea. And credits where it's due there to do that. It was a cool idea, even though it came to symbolize oppression to a lot of the world. And then when Ireland was included on that, when they were like, okay, we can't trust Ireland, because Ireland. Okay, I was just looking it up to remind myself. Yeah, so it was actually, I remember now. So Napoleon installed his brother as the king of Spain. So Spain was actually against the British during the time that they were in league with the French. But so that's on me again. I make mistakes all over the place. So Spain was on the French side for a number of years. I'm just relaxing here now at home, though. I'm watching snooker in the background, but so we're gonna progress now, because I'm stalling long enough here. I realized that was kind of their first idea. It wasn't a great idea, really. It wasn't very creative. Okay, so that's where we were. We're up to date now. That was me earlier. So Norway came back under, they're very, very briefly independent. Came known as the salad herring in their language, or there's a specific herring dish that probably has a name as well. It has its own specific name probably, but it is a herring salad essentially. And due to the mismatch, that was what that flag became. Their Union Jack was called that. And that's now currently the flag of Greece. Now it will alternate across the 20th century. We're going to get ahead of ourselves there. But who knows if we're even going to come back to Greece in the 20th century. That's very specific. Because we want to just keep on going here. And we have other ones here outside of Europe. So we come to Belgium now. Wasn't it Luxembourg involved in that, actually? Let me just double check. This is getting harder and harder because I'm getting drunk. Getting drunk, and it's hard to keep in track here of this massive amount of information. I hope you're appreciating it. But yeah, while we're talking about the Luxembourg dudes, they they had a similar flag to the Netherlands, of course, still do. And then after that, you'd have the Franco-Prussian War in the 1870s, and the French lost. The French lost, and the German Empire was proclaimed in the Hall of Mirrors in Versailles. And then the flag of the Prussians and the Hanseatic Empire became the German Empire. We thought countries had the right to self-determination, but in Ireland, of course, wasn't as simple as that. So I guess we're coming up to the end of World War II now. I'm so lost. I don't know. This could be on hours. My brain's in a tizzy. I nearly log off. I'm going to get calls and I have to go somewhere. That's another thing. That's why I have to come to tomorrow. It's actually displayed. All three flags of Russia are displayed together in Russia. Now, officially, I've seen that. The original flag, then this one, then the Soviet one. So that's interesting. They consider them all part of the heritage now. Now that it's all just one big part of the happy package that they got going over there. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're a communist or a monarchist or whatever. As long as you're not probably a progressive, modern liberal, they're going to be fine. As in, I'm talking about the Russian establishment, of course. But yeah, so they changed it back though. So it all makes perfect sense. If we look back at everything logically. Take a step back. Oh man, it all makes perfect sense. But for Slovakia, for Hungary, first of all, if you look at their coat of arms, and so they had their own banners too. Bohemia, a very, very, very important seat in the Holy Roman Empire, Prague as well, imperial city. Amazing city. Of course, the scene of our first episode here, we were doing the Arla match in Czechia. It was an excellent night. Well, not a night, even though it was a bad night for us. Anyway, don't go off track, GL. Come on. So Czechia, what we've come Czechia, yeah. So Bohemia, but their own eagle, their non-imperial eagle, not like what didn't come from Roman times for them. Came from a vision from a mad king who believed in visions and gods, and probably just God, actually, probably Christian actually. But a lot of visions for flags and logos. At that time, I could just have a vision right now. I could just imagine the great clown of Jupiter appear as a great pink clown with blue eyes and big red cheeks and lips. And that could be my coat of arms. Why not? I just saw it now. I can't unsee it. So if I had a country, that would have to be it, because these kings, they see appropriate things for flags. It's actually quite appropriate. What they saw there. So going back to Germany now, they're one of the stars of the show here. They did cause a couple of world wars. So like we said, well, they didn't cause it really. They're just none of the main players again, like in this. But it was triggered like with Bosnia, like we were just talking about there. Of course, they started it. The gunshot, they didn't start it. The gunshot just triggered what was always going to happen in a way. Well, the treaties and that. There's a powder keg ready to explode. Like, that would be a perfect flag for Republic of Spain. I love that flag. I used to have a roundel, which is kind of like the little, Air Force symbols, Air Force logos. A pin badge, literally a pin badge of those colours. And I lost them, so I'm raging. I need to get that back. I need to find one online and get it again. I bought it in Spain, and it was great when I bought it. The old guy went into a badge shop selling pin badges, and I just saw that one. I was like, that one. And the old guy there was like, Second Spanish Republic. And I was like, yes, boss, it is. You know your stuff. I know. Well, he's Spanish. He was probably born when it was around. I wouldn't be surprised. And it's absolutely beautiful out right now. I was gusting there for a minute, but now I'm just listening to the birds. It's sunny. It's spring. I'm on my own here, completely isolated, I think. So that's cool. I'm just standing in a field there, near some trees, near some paths too. And I hope you're enjoying the vibes here. Me, Gianluca Chestiron, and GL Sports, taking you through this epic run through of all flags that ever existed. So I think the next port of call is the Soviet Union. When World War II then happened, like we said, and after that, I think we're going to go back to the Germans, because the Soviets obviously just last. That lasts ages and ages. For last it lasts decades after that. So I'm losing control already. We're not even that far in here. One of the reasons, I guess this must have been brought up at the time, because it was referenced in the Wikipedia article, but that it would fix the error, the so-called error of a tincture of the heraldry of the flag. So the tincture is the colors. That's the colors themselves. That's like ore, like we said. That's gold. Argent is white or silver. Sable's black. We already went over them. So that, I mean, but the rules states German flag's epic. I love the German flag. I love Germany. I love being there. Obviously, I hate the Nazis. Can't stress that enough. I hate racists and that. We don't ever forgive German people in general for what has happened. It's not about that. But I hate if there's any far right neo-Nazis out there, German or otherwise, I hate your piece of you know what. Please don't listen anymore. I'm sorry if you got the impression I was like you. I'm not. Definitely not. Sorry, I shouldn't even have to clarify that whatsoever, but I just did it anyway. So that's a record now. We actually haven't done Gibraltar. We should do that. Actually, I haven't even looked at it. I'm gonna just assume that's another ancient coat of arms. I know Gibraltar passed hands a few times there on the southern tip of Spain. So that's covered now. We're going to consider that done. But with the Faroe Islands, it's kind of similar to Iceland, and then there's a thing called Finlandization. Which, like I said, I have a familial link to Finland. I love the Finns. I'm Finn myself, basically. Not really, but Finlandization was basically their policy towards the Soviets of neutrality. And again, like I said, it was kind of like perfect centrism, perfect neutrality that you really have to respect in these days. This time and space. And time and space. So yeah, much respect for the Finns as always. But then when Lushenko came in, who's still there today, basically a dictator, he insisted on going back to the Soviet ways. I think they might have had a referendum or something really rigged. But Belarus, that caused a massive friction with the Greeks, of course, who claim they say Macedonia is part of Greece. So there's a region of Greece in North Greece, and the original flag of Macedonia, of the Republic of Macedonia, which they call themselves, and internationally was known as the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, and the assistance of the Greeks and the UN, the North Macedonians, we now call as that. So again, I'm going to insert this somewhere, and I'm not actually sure because this is now the 5th day of recording on this massive multi-part. I'm assuming it's going to be 4 parts at this point. But these are the dregs. These are ones that I forgot or meant to mention. Because my brain's absolutely a mess, as you can probably tell from all this. I can't wait for it to be done. But in alphabetical order, we have Åland, the island of Åland, so that's not independent. We're going to get to that. Moldova, and then Saarland and Samoa. So literally the most diverse group of countries you can possibly imagine. Imagine that being a World Cup group. But they had some debates over their flag. They basically became part of Finland, but they wanted to be Swedish. But it turned out fine because the Finns are so cool. Over the course of several decades, it turned out, okay, we're cool with you, you're cool with us, that kind of thing. There are troops there in Transnistria. Or let me just Google that again. Oh yeah, it's Transnistria. So I was making it harder than it was, but it's also known as the Pridnestovian Moldavian Republic, also known as Pridnestovi. So there you go. That's where the D came in from in my one. The Pridnestovian Moldavian Republic. So that's basically the last holdout of the Soviet Union, like I said, but it's unrecognized. The Fatherland Front and reintroduced the double-headed imperial one from 34 to 38 until they were taken over by the Nazis anyway. So yeah, that was good. So some in the South had a problem with that in itself, although I think it went through a vote and that it came true, but it was never entirely popular for that reason. So they were like, we need to get a new flag now. There's a few years of civil war to go. But that was realized, again, it was realized pretty swiftly that this looks like a surrender flag. It was quite funny, really. I got a good laugh out of that. I'm just shooting themselves in the foot over that. And they changed it again, and then they ended up getting defeated then anyway, so who cares? But like I said, I don't know why they just didn't use the battle flag as their national, the so-called national flag. That to me, that's why they lost the war, probably, I'd say. If you're asking me, That's the direct reason that they lost the American Civil War. If you're asking GL, good old Gianluca Chestiron here on GL Sports. Don't forget, that's where you're listening to. It's nothing to do with sport right now. We're going to come back to that. We're going to circle all the way around a massive arc here. That's what we do. And their flag was that the yellow, red, and blue that we know from 3 of the 4 of those countries today. They're a Bolivarian Simon Bolivar, the great emancipator, great liberator for that region. So they didn't go for the Republican tricolor, interestingly, but they did select the colors of the sky. And I'm looking at the sky right now, and you can if you ever looked at the sky, you can see it as blue and white. So you don't need to look up like I'm doing, but I can see the sun literally looking at the Argentinian flag right now. If you just look up on any sunny day with clouds, you will see the Argentinian flag in essence. So the son of May literally comes from the revolution of May that year. Oh, and just to mention as well, this is an insert. I'm in the bathroom here, but I just remembered that the son of May also comes from an Incan, the old Incan face of the sun, that kind of logo. That's where it comes from. It's Incan as well. They didn't just come out of the blue, so to speak. The sun does come out of the blue, the sky. I've actually had the swastika just towards the left, because it had to be towards the left, because at sea, when that's like hanging there, it gets kind of folded up and it doesn't look like it's in the center. So if you put it to the left, it will end up in the center. That's the reason that it's like that. It's mad. But I looked at it before. But then that was overthrown. They overthrew the French as well, but they decided to use the French colors. So that's why it's blue and red with the white coat of arms in the middle. And on the right-hand side, and there's a beautiful dog looking at me, so cute. He was curious. He wanted to know what I was saying. Just came running up to me and sat down and cocked the head. Great stuff there. Great moment here on GL Sports. Myself, Gianluca Chestiron. But yeah, getting back to Dominican Republic, you've seen their flag. They don't be confused with Dominica. It was quickly discovered. It was basically identical to the flag of the recently independent, this early 60s, the recently independent African country of Tanganyika. And I bet you never heard of that before. But I bet you've heard of Zanzibar. And they had a kind of diagonal flag like Trinidad and Tobago. So we never get into Trinidad and Tobago either. We're not going to have time for that. But they have the red, white, and black kind of diagonal flag. And apparently it's called a bend if you're looking at heraldry. Like we've been getting into. That's a bend in those terms. So they have a bend flag. Oh, and I nearly forgot the Philippines. In fact, I did forget it. This has been recorded. This is the next day. I'm just going to insert this here seamlessly. I'm always honest with you guys about these things. And then there's actually the seal, the kind of Illuminati seal from the American currency, and that the all-seeing eye over the pyramid. That's included there. There's a whole thing. You need to look at this. It's amazing. They influenced that design. Both Cuba and Puerto Rico are and an or. Oh, and also those two, of course, splicing through time and space here, but those two, Puerto Rico and Cuba, but their flag at the time had both the Union Jack and the French flag on it, kind of side by side. So that was fascinating. I'm kind of going to start walking here. Probably start walking. That was really interesting to me. So I thought that was amazing. It really does, it does speak to the heritage of both the colonialists and the Native African peoples. So I think I only realized, I was only looking at it the other day ahead of this. I think maybe it only dawned on me then that is the case. And I was like, that's genius. So, yeah, that excited me. That got me up, so to speak, in terms of my flag interest. Yeah, I don't say prayers with Lebanon. I don't talk like that. I don't believe in that. But I was feeling that. I wanted to say a synonym of that. Thoughts with no, doesn't even. That's not good. You know what I mean? We're thinking of them. That is thoughts. Okay, but yeah. So they obviously were under the Ottomans. I was going to say basically they've probably been maybe even more pro-Iran now because of what has happened. As I'm walking through loads of weeds here, very fertile ground. But also the Kurds. The Kurds also use the same colors scheme. We're going to ignore the Turkish nations. We did mention Azerbaijan, but the rest of them Just don't have time to get into, no disrespect, but they're their flags too. So that's their mention there too. You can look into them if you want as well, their own. But when independence came, Gandhi, obviously Mahatma Gandhi, was involved famously, and his idea for a flag. Back now, take a break there because I don't know if I'm going to leave it in because I don't really hear, but I end up playing football, kind of playing football with a child, well, a teen. He was in a cage, kind of not a cage. He wasn't caged. He was a little basketball court type thing, a little football, concrete football pitch, combined with basketball, which has a cage around to get the ball in. But he kicked it over the time. He was on his own. I think he was playing basketball with a football though. It was with a soccer ball. And I was trying to kick it back over. I was trying to kind of loop it back over, to chip it as high as I could. I just could not get the job done. I tried about 4 or 5 times. I kept on saying into the kid, I used to be able to do this and can do this. And I couldn't. Eventually, I just pick it up and throw it in. So that was absolutely humiliating. He was literally saying to me he could do it. He was trying to encourage me, literally a grown-ass man. And so a little bonding experience there. I had to walk off my head in shame, though, that I couldn't manage it. That was a funny thing. Vietnam, similar to China, had the communist revolution, of course. They ousted the Americans amazingly when the great underdog victories in history there. And that's why we have the flag of Vietnam as it is today. Of course, they're more like a state capitalism. Bhutan, Brunei, they're all around there. And I'm sure there's interesting things too, but we didn't get that far into it. We don't concentrate on that. Unfortunately, but speaking of sport, though, you do have Australia and New Zealand down there. The bottom right-hand side of the map, so-called the southeast of the map, even though there's no such thing really. It's a construct of us Westerners. But both of them, like all the British possessions, of course, have the depressing old Union Jack up in there in the Canton. What's Fiji? We're going to see Fiji just for Fiji's sake, and that's gonna cover a gesture. Oh yeah, so they just have the British one, but it's a light blue one. I didn't know that. Yeah. You have several orders, the medals and such. It has the Supreme Order of the Holy Ghost, Order of St. Ferdinand, Golden Fleece, Order of St. Januarius, Order of Constantine of St. George, and Order of St. Giorgio della Riunione. And that is the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies coat of arms. And they were to represent the ocean surrounding the island nation. Tradition dating back to the 1930s is also linked to what translates to the winning color, a deep indigo historically worn by samurai for luck, symbolizing strength and victory. So there you go. That's why they don't wear red and white or white and red, which their flag would suggest. And this is the thing, so many countries that you just, I guess, if you're not a sports fan, you're not going to really think about it. If it's someone like me, you think about it deeply. You have dreams about it. You think about it every day. You want to write about it. You want to do podcasts about it. And by the way, in the snooker in the background, Suomi guys there, Finnish guys there. Yeah, he's cool. He's a hero of mine. He's there wearing the hockey jersey. It says Suomi. I'm guessing a lot of people don't know what that means, apart from us nerds. But yeah, actually, can I just go off on another tangent? Look at the great mustache. He's so Finnish looking. It's unbelievable. It's the likes of him, his ancestors. So Mac, if you're Mac in a Celtic name, it means you're the son of. So anyone who's a McLaughlin would have been son of a Scandinavian, because obviously the Scandinavian, the Vikings did intermarry. Everyone has got it on. They came over. They did kill. Well, they did enough of it themselves. Obviously, didn't they? The pillaging, etc. Don't get too more graphic there. But apparently, after a couple of generations, the Vikings did intermingle, and the Irish, let's say the Irish ladies, were loving it. And they're thankfully for us. Hopefully, I'm one of them. There's many generations. I don't look like it, but there's many generations of Irish Norse would be produced out of that. And they're the McLaughlins. Thank you for the McLaughlins. Even though we started off on a rocky foot, I love the Scandinavians, as you know. So to me, it's a good thing. We can start off on a bad. It's a good lesson, a really really good lesson for the world. We're getting so off track here, but the fact that they come over here, and kill us and start their own cities, but then centuries later we actually love them. We just fancy each other. And we reproduce. So moving on from that, now, I don't know how we got into that tangent there on Lachlan. Oh yeah, it was that damn snooker guy. We're talking about Japan. We're talking about the Samurai Blue, but I think we're done with that. But they do wear blue, and that is to do with that the wheel, the chakra on the flag. That's the blue of that. So that's where that comes from. It doesn't come out of nowhere. It doesn't come out of the blue. It literally comes from the flag. I wish I had said that pun the first time. I kind of ruined that. I just didn't pick up on it there. Like I literally, as I was saying it, I should have said out of the blue. I went with the other term. And it's now 5-all in the background. And then as I was saying it, I thought, this makes perfect sense. It's a good pun. Or sorry, the Matildas. Sorry, the Matildas, and the Wallabies. Well, the Wallabies is the rugby the Socceroos. The soccer. How could I forget? Oh my God, a GL literally slapped myself on the wrist. I actually hurt myself. Obviously, it's one of the most famous nicknames in football. Is the Socceroos? Yeah, so the Socceroos and the Matildas. They're the men and women's side of Australia's soccer. Let's just say it's France versus Bolivia. Two countries we mentioned. One overarching, the other had one mention, really. But imagine they're just playing in the World Cup, for argument's sake, and the referee was Irish. And so the referee was there wearing his Irish kit. And then, he was literally wearing a green, white, and green kit. But then, of course, Bolivia also wear green. And France wear blue. So one of those two would also be wearing an away kit, definitely. And then the referee couldn't wear that. So he'd have to wear like an orange so this is a bad example. Sorry. Let's just say it's England. England versus France. That makes more sense. And that kind of thing. Like a lot of countries, a lot of the African states are all made of Puma kits and they're all white. I just remember that so much. So I didn't really like that. I like a bit of variation, but I get it for the heat and all that. So it's all forgiven here with me, Gianluca Chestiron for GL Sports. Venezuela, I think. Yeah, they kind of wear kind of a maroon or red. It doesn't really fit with their flag. They do have red on there. It's kind of more maroon thing. I haven't looked that up, actually. That's one oversight. That's one for you to look up. That's your homework. That is my homework too. I have to actually re-record this bit because I messed up the first time around. Just listening back and the editing booth, and I did mess up. What happened was it was the final of World Cup 1950 against Uruguay at home in Maracanã. Brazil lost, massive trauma. And I think they picked blue then out of they already wore blue, of course, but it also represents the color of the Virgin, one of the virgins, the Virgin Mary. I mean, not one of the virgins. I mean, one of the Latin version of the Virgin. You know, they have their own kind of versions of virgins. Stop saying the word virgin, GL. So I do know everywhere, but I'm getting tired now of this. It's very, very tiring. So I'm going to go from left to right on the map. We're on the final countdown now. We're nearly at the home straight here. I do know everywhere, but I'm getting tired now of this. It's very, very tiring. So I'm going to go from left to right on the map. One of the loyalist terrorist groups have a shamrock on the green shamrock. And they were proud to call themselves as Ireland because it was kind of denying the fact that Ireland was independent. It was like you have Royal Ireland, which is now what we call Northern Ireland, the 6 counties, and then what they would call Papist Ireland, I would guess. But they did change it eventually. They got sense, and but you do see that looking back, and it's quite curious. But that's why that exists. And then I'm just looking down the map. The Spain team in 1934 colorized depictions of it have that on there, which is very interesting. So that's cool. Oh, and one thing related to Madrid, actually, that just triggered something in me. This is actually a few days later. I'm just jumping in here quickly. Yeah, so it was kept then. It became the national color. It became orange. That was the color of the kits of the Orange Army of the Netherlands that have still yet to win a tournament apart from Euro 88. So you can't really say apart from, they actually are. They have won a tournament. Sorry. You can say they have won a tournament. They have won Euro 88. But apart from that, they haven't won a World Cup. That's what I meant to say, really, obviously. I think, like we mentioned, there was a religious meaning on one of the ships at one point. Somebody wanted to put up some madman wanted another flag beside the red and white with a logo on it to symbolize something to do with Christ or Mary or something with Christianity. So that became then the blue of Savoy, and then Slovakia, Slovenia, Ukraine, Moldova. Uh, Romania, Bulgaria. Oh, Slovenia, no, actually, Slovenia, no. And I caught myself. Specific type of Adidas template, Adidas jersey, a very, very eccentric early 90s jersey, kind of like a checkers, white jersey with checkers, kind of like black and white checkered flag on the shoulder, just randomly, just aesthetics of the 90s. Great stuff. I actually have it. I don't have the specific Soviet one. I have a template of it with no crest on it, long sleeves, absolutely brilliant. There's pink on it too. That was we're going to get through this. We're nearly at the end. We're on the home stretch. We can see the finish line. We're in the car now. We're in the car that we're going to talk about, like a racing car. And we're resuming towards the end here. It's been a 24 hours of Le Mans type endurance race for us. Literally gone over 2 days. Just to throw in here from the future, has not been 2 days. It's been 6 days. Started this on a Monday, and it's currently Saturday. And I'm really hoping to finish editing it right now. Father of Intour Racing. Oh, no, sorry. It's a guy called Count Elliot Zabrowski, and he was father of Intour Racing legend Louis. So if you ever had an Opel Corsa car, that's where you go. It means racing. Opel racing car, which it really wasn't. That's what it means. I'm literally just reading off Wikipedia here. I need to look away from it here because I do know this, but it is kind of so it's so just easy to just read it. But Thailand, it also mentions Thailand, who had adopted a mid-blue with a lower yellow band and/or yellow wheels, are said to be derived from the evening dress worn by a young woman met in London in the early 30s by Prince Bayar of Siam. Fascinating stuff. That's a little part of the Thai sporting motorsporting history there. Okay, this is even more interesting than I thought because again we're going to finish there so quickly now. I just want to finish. I need to watch the snookers. It's still on in there even. I think of oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, it's nearly over. But then they did compete in Formula One. It says in brackets as owner of Forti, F-O-R-T-I, Forte. Sorry, I'm really at the end of my tether here. I really just want to end this. And then for race 11, Germany, both of them did not participate. So five Grand Prix weekends there that they're kind of registered for, but either did not qualify, retired, or did not participate. Amazing stuff. And then for the last 5 of the season, they didn't participate at all. 0 points, nil points. So that's Shannon, and that is the whole history of flags, national colours, kits, football kits, soccer kits, rugby, cricket, and all that, and the motorsport livery. That's me, Gianluca Chestiron. I think I'm talking long enough now. My voice is going. I've had such a good time doing this. It's been so much fun. I can't wait to, I can't wait. I'm not looking forward to editing this. It's going to be a lot of editing. I'm going to have to splice bits here and there because I did make mistakes. I talked out of school at times. But I think we got everything. I think we now got everything. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with this. I hope you are too. I hope you enjoyed this massive multi-part episode. And I'll see you in the next one. I'll be back for another Scab Sports Comedy audio blog, commentating under the influence. Everything's under the influence here. We are currently under the influence. So this whole thing has been, that's why it's been such a mess. I'm just rambling on now, on and on and on. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll catch you on the next one. From me, GL. Much love.